most sports polls. Trista Crick and USA Today Sports' Scott Gleason look ahead to Monday's national championship game and discuss if Michigan can shake down red-hot Villanova. USA Today Sports San Antonio. And then there are two. Villanova and Michigan will meet for a national championship matchup Monday night after winning their respective national semi-final matchups Saturday at the Final Four. The Wildcats looked impressive in a rout of Kansas, setting a Final Four record by drilling 14 three-pointers in 21 minutes, and 18 overall. The Wolverines, meanwhile, sent home the tournament's giant killing, Cinderella and Loyola Chicago by hitting their stride late in the game thanks to Moritz Wagner's dominant performance. Who has the edge? Hint, it's Villanova. But this isn't a 7-game series. Michigan can certainly win this showdown by playing inspired basketball and executing a well-designed John Beilein game plan. Here's a look at how each team could win. Villanova's path to the title game. The Wildcats easily beat Radford in the first round, Alabama in the second round, West Virginia in the Sweet 16, Texas Tech in the Elite Eight and Kansas in the Final Four. More, Villanova showcases best three-point shooting in Final Four history on their column. Villanova's steamrolling toward another national title Wolken column. Michigan's Moritz Wagner joins some elite company more. Go inside Loyola's locker room after heartbreaking Final Four loss. Michigan's path to the title game. The Wolverines cruised past Montana in the first round, edged Houston off a buzzer beater in the second round, crushed Texas A&M in the Sweet 16, escaped Florida State in the Elite Eight and knocked off Loyola Chicago in the Final Four. How the Wildcats can cut down the nets, play offense like they did against Texas Tech and offense like they did against Kansas. The thing about the Wildcats' hot shooting is that it deflates another team's momentum and throttles any counter runs. National Player of the Year Jalen Brunson has been the leader with his efficient play of all tournament, and he also makes everyone around him better. How the Wolverines can cut down the nets. Michigan will need to play aggressor like it did in the closing stretch against Loyola, and use a collaborative offensive effort into smothering defense on Villanova's perimeter attack. Kansas tried everything, including his zone. Beilein can learn from Kansas failures, but he'll have to mix it up defensively to keep the Wildcats on their heels. Against West Virginia, a press was effective in throwing Villanova off its rhythm, so the more pressure then the less tempo Villanova can control. Close Mo Wagner joined Hakeem Olajuwon and Larry Bird was the only players to have at least 20 points and 15 rebounds in a national semifinal as Michigan beat Loyola Chicago. USA Today Sports key player for Villanova, Eric Paschal. The big man's 24 points off 10 for 11 shooting gave the Wildcats a gigantic boost in different dimension offensively. If Paschal and fellow big man Omari Spellman are stretching the floor, then it takes pressure off the already lethal Villanova guards. Key player for Michigan, Wagner. While the Wolverines have a fair share of X-Factor players, namely Charles Matthews, Wagner has the ability to stretch the floor with his outside shooting and shift the game's momentum with his motor and energy. He doesn't just make big dunks or clutch three-pointers, he hits them in crucial situations that help put the game out of reach. The pick, Villanova. If Michigan topples a much better Villanova team, it would be an upset. That's not so much disrespect to Michigan as much as it is a testament of how much Villanova has come into its own in this tournament. In 3 wins against Big 12 opponents, West Virginia in the Sweet 16, Texas Tech in the Elite Eight and Kansas in the Final Four, the Wildcats have grown into an offense on a ridiculously high level and a defense that's just